As the Holy Nation's screams go silent while the once slaves slit their throats and arm themselves with their weapons, Rusthilt tends to his wounded. A few of the slaves seem to have taken their freedom as a sign of servitude and begin to follow them around silently. Out of fear, respect, or past trauma being the cause of their silence, nobody could be entirely sure. But they were following nonetheless. Blood soaked the ground beneath their feet as they made one final patrol through the mining station, silence now replacing the agonized moans of the dying. Yes, the Holy Nation will feel his wrath. We find ourselves just outside the mines that we currently just dominated. And while I was going to take care of some things off camera, it does seem that one of the dust bandits, who was a prisoner that we freed, has decided to ask us a question, or actually demand that we keep going, because we decided to bounce back here and lay and rest and heal our wounds, because I have a plan ahead. However, this dust bandit approaches Rusthilt. I assume he knows who Rusthilt is, or perhaps he's been in prison so long he has no idea that the dust bandits no longer exist and has no reason to fear Rusthilt, though of course Rusthilt does have a reason to dislike him for what he once was. But I can say, he basically said, let's keep going, I don't want to get caught again. And I'm just gonna say, you're fine, relax. Okay, thanks for your help, and that's it, and he runs. How strange. I was hoping that they were going to stick around, but it looks like that's not going to happen. That's all right, though. Everybody I want medicing up. That everybody can. Oh, what's happening? Oh, I guess they medic-upped the slave. That's weird. Everybody else is going to get medicked up, though. And people are starting to get very, very hungry. I thought I had food. We do have food, so what I'm going to have to do is actually trade with the beast. We'll take pretty much all that we can, except for maybe 3 raw. As long as the pack beast is still well fed. And I'm gonna have to have Ruka start cooking. So we'll get some food up and around, and I want everybody else to lay down and heal. Rusthilt, take a nap. Everybody's got bounties on them as well, which is always scary. We have another slave making his way over here. Oh, I should also point out, for those who are freaking out, I did get the blade back, don't worry. None of the guards are wearing it. It was just in another chest locked up in the jail cell, one of the ones behind the counter. So we were able to take care of that, no worries. Who else do we want lying down? I guess like everybody. We have so many people who are worth bounties. We could turn in our own people, which would be hilarious. Let's take some meat on Kang, have Kang lie down. Give you some meat to eat. Oof, you're eating a lot. Oh, it might just be going in her bag, so she's just eating it. Crumble John, I'm assuming you're pretty hungry as well, but we'll just put food in the backpack and anybody who needs it can grab it. Still, a very successful strike. I don't know what that is. I imagine that's heading... Where is that going? I don't know who that is. Oh, we're being attacked by... Ooh, a bone dog. That's great. That's free food, basically. Let's go ahead and have Ruka loot it and just rip out the meat. There we go. Oh, we got another bone dog over there. Let's go ahead and attack it. We're getting a lot of free food just kind of brought over to us, which is fantastic. Rip out the meat. So, taking a look at the war plans, as everybody cooks and Rusthilt gathers those who are conscious enough to at the very least take a look. If we scroll out, we can see that the stack hates us. This is obviously because it's Holy Nation territory. But for us, beyond the fact that we've taken out the Dust Tower King, we've got this Holy Mines that is now dead. But just to our south, there's actually a tiny settlement that belongs to the Holy Nation. The question is how big is this tiny settlement, other than obviously tiny? And is it mostly civilians? And if it is mostly civilians, does Rusthilt want to take it out? Or this should have nothing in it. Or does he leave it and let the civilians survive? This is a character, I feel like, tipping point at this point for Rusthilt. He's been, you know, bouncing back and forth for such a long time on what he wants to do, how he wants to do it. Sometimes he's feeling compassionate, remembering his times as a farm boy, and other times ruthless, you know, representing how much time he spent with the Shek out in the wastelands. But now is the real turning point. Does he murder, if there are civilians here, all these civilians? Or does he let them live? I don't know what the answer is. Let's go back to our little outpost for a moment. Oh, yep. Hey there, townies. How's it going? We got some animal traders that we don't really need right now. But I want to look at our food situation. No bread is stored. We just have no bread. I guess we're just going through our food as quickly as we can get it. I'll put Beat back on his jobs. He's apparently in disguise. Where's everybody else? Minnick is over here. Growth rate, growth rate. Maybe they just make the food, and once we have the food, they just eat it instantly, so there's nothing else they can do. They're not starving, so that's the important part. I'm glad about that. I wonder if I could set it to them for to only eat when they hit a certain particular point. Can't survive without some animals? Highly disagree. All right, I think Rusthilt's good. We'll take Rusthilt off the rest duty now. And we're just gonna let everybody rest up, and then we'll move on out afterward. Well, this is a hell of a sight. I've never seen so many hungry bandits attacking me at once. I hope we can make it through, and that law of large numbers does not apply to us here. There are at least 2 or 3 that are pouring over this hill here. And actually, I took the opportunity to send a few into camp. I like how there's still slaves working out here. Like, they still have people here. I actually wanted to see if I could find the rest of Silvershade's armor, which it looks like I found at least a piece of it. But for now, we're gonna have to run back and defend ourselves. Let's get over here. In the meantime, everybody awake. And I don't know how this is gonna work out, but let's swing in. I want everybody attacking everything. And they're just gonna collide in, and hopefully, you know, we can take out swaths in 1 or 2 swings. That's a lot of green numbers. Kang just cutting through as many as he can hit in one go. Oh my god. I mean, even if we get injured here, this is not gonna be a lost fight, I don't think. Even Rusthilt Crumblejohn and Fall can stay out there, though I'd like Fall to pop out. He does have a piece of clothing that does belong to Silvershade. Alarm raised, which is fine. Looks like Crumblejohn is fighting somebody over here. Who is this? High Overseer. How are you still alive? And where's Rusthilt? Rusthilt, come out here, homie. What's going on? Are you stuck? Okay, you need to go help Crumblejohn. I don't know if he's gonna be able to handle this on his own by any stretch. Come around and then swing from behind. There we go. 2 strikes. I'd hope they don't end up dying, but they might get imprisoned, and then we come back to a just absolute slaughter. Kang is the one we're gonna send in. He's got the really good weapon here. So I want him over here. Crumblejohn immediately got taken down. Rusthilt might be able to hold his own. I thought the High Overseer was dead, but he's not even injured. Come on. I need you in here. Unholy one, he screams at us. Rusthilt just grits his teeth and continues to fight, ignoring the calls. He remembers these calls as they poured into his farm so many years ago. Just going ham on him right now. Maybe the High Overseer will have some really good armor. Honestly, we might not even need Kang in here, but I'm glad Kang is showing up. Dust Bandit Camp 66 has been wiped out. I wonder by whom. Certainly wasn't by us. Oh, Jesus! Crumblejohn's getting up. Is he able to heal himself? I want you to take a few bandages off of him. and first aid yourself, Crumple John. Kang can hang tight, and everybody else is starting to show up. His left arm is actually useless now, so he's not gonna be fighting nearly as much, or as competently. Kang is also doing kind of fine. All right, he had a long cleaver, which is maybe better. Let's take a look, because this is Fall. Fall might want this. Honestly, it's a hacker class and it's bigger. Just take it for now. We can always switch it up later. It's still a refitted old blade, so it's not great. I let everybody do their healing. Let's get Silvershade in here. Glad Rustilt's feeling okay. Let's actually lay Rustilt down. Lay Crumble John down. Lay Kang down. Trade with Silvershade. We'll go ahead and throw this on him. This is shoddy. Let's just drop it on the ground. I think he's good now. Lay Fall down. And even Silvershade can take a nap here while the beasts guard. And then in the meanwhile, those who survived the insane bloodbath over here can actually get some rest. There we go. And while we may or may not be resting, this crippled bandit's forced to hang out. While we may or may not be resting in the middle of a giant pool of bodies, we'll send the Bone Dog over here. He can actually eat some of these body parts if they break open. Or if they don't break open, but he decides some of the limbs that may or may not be lying around are good for food. There's actually a leg there. Here, go kill him off. Now you got 2 legs. Beautiful. Okay, as I was saying, back to resting and letting everybody heal up. Well, it looks like cleanup is still happening. We're still resting. Time is getting eaten away here. But interestingly, a tech hunter actually made their way here, seems to have noticed that everybody's dead, and may or may not be looking to loot it. So I'm gonna see what they do. I'm gonna send Silvershade to follow. They'll take out the remaining paladins outside. I genuinely think he might be looting. It says he's shopping. You gonna shop for a slave? Because I don't know how you're gonna do that. Apparently he's just not gonna. He's just gonna hang out here. The alarm has been raised, everybody. The alarm has been raised. Surprise, surprise. Well, he's gonna shop for slaves. Nobody's ever gonna come to his aid, and we'll pull back. All right, camp is all broken down. Let's regather, and I think we're gonna swing down a little further, but at the same time, it seems we've got some bad boys approaching us. I don't see them. Oh, he's right there. Is it because he's stuck? It looks like some nomads have been stuck. Dust bandits, perhaps. We're making a bit of a kerfuffle. Whatever it is, it seems everybody's gonna be mostly okay. Food seems to be growing still, so we can continue on with our crew. To the tiny settlement to the south, where potentially enemies await. Or Rustilt has to make an incredibly difficult and moral decision. Looks like another large group of hungry bandits. Ideally, they will not bother us. Not that we don't want to fight them, because, I mean, it doesn't really matter. But it's more that they're just a waste of our time and could potentially land blows that'll slow us down. Because we'll have to set up and heal again. This is the tiny settlement. Now that we're here... This is the settlement that we came across. This is the very first settlement we ever explored. Right? A book. Let's go ahead and grab that. Maybe a time I didn't realize that the books were useful. But yeah, there's nothing here. Maybe it just belongs to the Holy Nation, so they immediately mark it as theirs, and they just don't like us. It's probably part of their territory. Well, then that means the next real assault is another mine. Maybe we should swing back home. Maybe buy some food along the way. We got holy mines near Bad Teeth as well. All right, let's move up to here with them. Let's slow things down. I'm gonna go back to Squin for a moment. We're gonna get some food, ideally. Whoop, looks like we are being chased by bone dogs. Honestly, let's fight them. This is, again, free food. And we could use all the food we can get. Start getting in there. One of the few times I'm okay with it. Because when we set up, we're gonna have some meats we're gonna want to dry out. Our bone dog is getting big. He was such a small boy before, but now he's just a big lad. Off you go. You have a journey ahead. Wandering assassin of the Shinobi Thieves. If only we could take him with us. Technically, we could cheat and, like, literally pick him up. I think we actually have that option because we're allies with them. Yeah, we could literally pick him up Pokemon style and just drop him where we want him to fight. But that feels like it goes against the spirit of the game. I'm trying not to be doing that. Let's continue. Hello, Maya. How can I help you? The mines are very, very close, and our dear friends are getting quite ahead of themselves. And it looks like there might actually be a camp already set up. So as we approach, Silvershade, Kang, and Ruka all see the lights of a fire above. And as they get through, they see the silhouettes start drawing their swords, and it looks like they're getting up to move. Maybe just patrolling. Either way, if it's friendly to them, they'll be able to camp there for the night. And if it's not, which we know it's not, but they do not, we'll be able to murder them all and take this for our own. That's exciting. Everybody gathers. Make sure everybody's here. Looks like we have more dust bandits over there. Wow, there's a very heavy dust bandit presence here. But we're just gonna assault them head on. They're not gonna really realize what's hit them until it's too late. We'll swing up to here. And we're just gonna go and attack all of them. They have no idea. We're gonna run in, slow down, attack all. Everybody gets involved, and now they're gonna have to deal with us. I like how Kang immediately goes for the ranged. Crumblejohn, we're gonna swing out to here and take out one of the ranged as well. Keep him busy. I don't want them peppering shots. And this little camp over here has no idea that we are fighting. And this guy is running. He's got both of his arms down, and our bone dog is hungry for blood. He's gonna go chase his ass. I'm fine with it. All right, you know what, bone dog? I changed my mind. You're much more useful over here, so let's keep you occupying some of them. And we'll just take their camp. We won't even have to set up here. Man, the bone dog is training quickly to be very, very good. Oh, 85 freaking 120 damage, man. This bone dog. I didn't realize how good he was. Or could be, perhaps. Again, Pack Beast, I take you off passive and then put you back on passive too often. But we're here. All right. We'll come up here. And then I'm gonna have some people who are hurt resting. Silvershade needs to be taken care of. Everybody else is gonna start doing the bandaging. Oh yeah, the bone dog just has to get healed. All right, that's fine. Okay, So as always, we'll have to do some reconnaissance. The mine is not too far. In fact, it's right there. Looks like a similar setup. Not as much. Looks like outside territory. Why is Ruka in the red? Everybody back up. I want Ruka on the ground here. I want Rust Tilt to move. Oh, they're waking up. Well, you're cute. I appreciate your attempts. You know, especially you with the no arms, the no usage of arms. I'm sorry, Crumblejohn just does not care. Oh, okay. Here, Bone Dog, go get the one getting up. Yip yip bark bark, etc. etc. These are the ones that killed Bubba? Did he just say something that we did? They do know who we are. Did we get him? Did we get him? Hold up. These is the bunch that killed Bubba. Go to hell. These ones? Ugh, I really hate these guys. They do know us. They actually do know who we are. Good. As they should. Let the Bone Dog finish off the one crawling on the ground. That's fantastic. I love that they recognized us. All right, Silvershade. I really do want to bring you out and see what's going on. Goats versus presumably starving bandits? Well, we have our own Bone Dog, and anytime anybody starts making their way back to attempt to avenge their friends, we'll sick the Bone Dog on them. Actually, you know what? Kill the one on the ground. There you go. Snip. I don't know why we keep missing. This happens a lot where there's like one or two enemies that just are unable to be killed. And it's very bizarre. Alright. While everybody sits here, Silvershade's gonna get his ass up. I'm gonna start sneaking him. And he's starting to move normally. Here, bonk him. There you go. He's been bonked. Keep moving. This looks like the slaves are starting to come up. The nature of a woman is pure laziness. That's a hard disagree, sir. We've got a paladin here. A paladin here. A bunch of guards. Looks like the overseer's coming out. If we can knock out the overseer, that would present us an opportunity to not have to deal with one of the higher ranking officials. We could always try. They don't know we're here. There looks like a guard change happening. So much devotion to Akron happening. Alright, let's swing in and try and knock out the high overseer. Did not happen. Run. They missed, and that's okay. There's really not much they can do. We're much faster than them, and given some space, we'll be able to hide. But this is going to be our next strike. And I would like to try and knock out a few here and there with Silvershade first. I really think weakening their forces is our best option to getting in and doing good damage. So we're going to go ahead and sneak. He can still see us. It's okay, it's gonna up our sneak, and now they can't see us. And actually, this will allow us to turn around and attempt another shot. If they turn their backs. Let's get them up and away. One turned around. Okay. They made the mistake of turning around and going on their own way. We'll see if we can try and get another assassination attempt here. Nothing. I don't think we can fight him. His defense is higher than our offense by a lot. We can just run. We can keep running. Come on, move. We are indeed a tainted heretic, according to you. But again, we keep trying to knock you out. We're just going to keep improving. So we just got to break sight, hide, and wait. And it does keep going up. Our chance at knocking out the High Overseer keeps going up. It's the Holy Nation's hot-headedness ends up being their downfall. Almost always. Well, is he gonna try and get a swing in? He actually hit. He hit twice there. We're actually more... I think we're more healthy. I mean, our arm is not. But if we can take him down, one-on-one, Silvershade doing the whole ninja thing. Oh, that unfortunate. Like, our armor is just not good enough to be blocking a lot of damage. But the one-on-one samurai showdown with one of the quickest members of our crew. He has a shot. Oh, the leg hit. Okay, okay, good shots. We're hitting a lot of areas, but we're not knocking any of them out. If we can hit his stomach one more time. There we go. That was his chest. There we go. We can loot him very, very quickly. Maybe we'll drop Paladin's cross on the ground. No, we can just yank this weapon off of his hands. Do that for now, and then we can just drop it. Put this here. Drop it. Drop it. I'm fine with that. We actually took him out. Let's pick him up. Take him away from his loot. And honestly, Holy Assault moving toward your outpost. Uh-oh. That's got to be it right there. We might be able to intercept it. They might be okay. But Silvershade's got to return with what he's found first before we can worry about any decisions when it comes to them. The war with the Holy Nation has officially begun. And the sands will be running with... And the sands will run red with blood all over again. Our war party has won one war. But this one is against officially trained military personnel. Let's see how well we end up doing this time.